Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Brian. I'm back up in this thing, man. It's one of my beats, by the way. Alright, what's good, y'all? It's your boy, Brian. I'm back up in here once again for episode 12 of the No News, Just Facts podcast. This is, what is this? 8/19/2019. It's Monday. I hope everybody had a good weekend. My weekend was crazy. I was everywhere at one time. You know when it's like those times where you chill at home and it's like you don't want to do anything. That's when everybody starts hitting you up. That's pretty much what I had going on. It was like a bunch of people hitting me up. It's like on Friday I had a Saturday I had a cookout. Sunday I was just hanging out with various friends and coworkers and stuff like that. So it was crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so let's just get this started and get it rolling. I got 40 minutes to talk about a lot of stuff, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk about everything. So let's just see if I could all right, first, I'm going to just set the record straight. This podcast is not a news publication. This is not a news publication, excuse me. These are my own thoughts. You do not have to sit here and listen to this podcast if you don't want to. There are tons and tons and tons of people who have a podcast that you can go listen to. You don't have to listen to mine. So now that we got that out of the way, first thing I want to talk about, is this Jay-Z, Rock Nation, NFL partnership fiasco / merger / whatever. This is just crazy to me. First of all, this is crazy to me because, of course, the obvious thing is why the hell would Jay-Z accept a partnership with the NFL, knowing the plight of what is going on with social justice basically not being respected in the NFL or by owners in the NFL, and of course Roger Goodell, or at least that's what our perception. When I say our, I mean the black people believe that they don't give a damn about police brutality and innocent black people getting shot. We don't think that they care, And then of course the Colin Kaepernick thing, where they just pretty much blackballed him and shut him up because he spoke up about all of that. Meanwhile, the NFL ignored that and just kept on going with their lives, and the white owners did everything they could to just push him out of the league. And after all of that, Colin Kaepernick went on a whole campaign run with that. He ran with it, and he basically took the NFL to court and settled out of court. Now, of course, on one aspect and ratio of it, I'm just kind of like I said, Jay-Z, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you making a deal with the modern day KKK in the sports industry? But on another hand, I was like, he could more than likely do some good with this, because it also came out that he's in talks to get half ownership of an NFL team. They didn't say what team it was, but they said, but the news report says that, he pretty much is in talks with trying to become a half owner of an NFL team. So what could that mean for Jay-Z. Would you respect Jay-Z if he hired more black staff for arenas? You know, more bringing even more awareness to the black the social justice side of everything. You know, getting Roger Goodell to appeal to that more. You know, we don't know what may come with Jay-Z partnering up with the NFL. You know, I heard or I read that Rock Nation is going to be handling the Super Bowl entertainment side of, the Super Bowls from now on, pretty much. And, on one hand, I'm like, that's good, because, I don't know who the hell picks the performances or the performer for the NFL, but most of the time it's ass. They have some ass player, not a player, ass performer. They don't always make a good decision with that. So I mean, I guess they get what's appropriate for television. That's cool and everything like that. But I mean, come on. Times are changing, and we know what's popular and we know what's not popular. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. This is a hard one to really decipher. And let me call my homeboy. He knows more about the NFL than me. So I mean, let me see what he thinks about this. Let me call him real quick. Cause I'm not really up on, I guess you could say the NFL like that. So I'm gonna just call him and see what he say about it. So let me see what he...
Hello?
What up, fool?
What up?
What's good, dog?
Not much, bro. Watching Raw.
Yo, so I wanted to ask you about this. I don't know if you heard about the Jay-Z and the NFL thing. Like, what do you think about it?
Oh, that he wants to own a team?
I mean, that, and, just pretty much everything else about it.
I didn't really hear much about it. The only thing that I heard was, like, that he wanted to own a team. And I think it's pretty crazy, because doesn't he already own the Knicks?
Yeah, he owns the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, the Nets. Yeah.
What the hell does he want to do in the NFL?
Okay. All right. I don't know, bro. Basically, the whole thing with like Colin Kaepernick and everything like that. They pretty much want to like this is their attempt to try to bring awareness to like police brutality.
Okay, that makes sense.
This is their attempt. I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna actually work or anything like that, but this is their attempt. So I mean, but I feel. Go ahead.
Like, I feel like if he owns a team, he's the first automatic thing that he's gonna do is he's just gonna hire Colin Kaepernick.
But see, I would have thought that too. But see, here's the thing. He was already supporting Colin Kaepernick. But see, nobody knows that he was making this deal with the NFL behind Colin Kaepernick's back. But I mean, at the same time, Colin Kaepernick is his own man. He don't gotta, take no job back from the NFL, even if it means like, oh, hey, somebody I know is part of, the organization that pretty much kicked me out.
Yeah, I feel like maybe with because I know Colin Kaepernick wants to play, he's desperate to play, but since like nobody would take him in and like hire him, this would probably be like his one chance, because I'm pretty sure like if he went up to Jay-Z and be like, yeah, hey,
but see,
like wanting a quarterback or something, like I'm still here, and I'm pretty sure it could happen.
But see, bro, I feel like there's a pride thing there too. It's like, yeah, I want a job in the NFL, but like I'm not about to beg for my job back or anything like that. It's kind of like a job that you really want, but you ain't about to kiss nobody ass for it. Pretty much that type of shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that,
Well, Well, I don't think he would kiss his ass. Honestly, I think like it would be a mutual thing.
No, I'm not saying he gonna kiss his ass, but I'm like, for real, it's like a pride thing. You know, all men have pride in something, and you know they don't want to like jeopardize that just because of my friend owns this, so you know maybe I could go ask him for this. You know, some people look at that like, oh yeah, you begging for something or some shit like that.
Right.
You know, I just feel like I don't know, like it's crazy because like he's trying to get half ownership of a team, but I feel like maybe what was it like 2 years ago or something like that? Diddy was trying to run a campaign to own the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, damn, Jay-Z got to it before Diddy did. But it makes
I think Jay-Z's more business savvy than what's his name?
Diddy, yeah.
Than Diddy, because like I think like once like they told Diddy no or whatever, you can't. It's hard. He kind of just gave up. But if you tell Jay-Z no, he'll keep trying and trying. I mean, like you never expected him to own the Nets.
And then of course you know he's a billionaire, so it's like already like if we say no to him, yeah, he's gonna come back, of course. You know, I had to ask you about it because like, you know, I'm not really up on the NFL like that. Do you know anything else that's going on in the NFL that's like big?
Other than my fellow cowboy over here holding out.
Lord.
Ezekiel Elliott is like,
Lord.
He's like holding out or whatever because he was in Cabo training instead of being at Dallas camp, and he didn't go to Hawaii to play the game against the Rams. And so like, and just recently Jerry Jones, I guess he got asked about like Ezekiel Elliott, and he was like, Zeke who? And I was like, bro, that's disrespectful.
Wow. Jerry Jones is a fuckhead. Anyway.
Dude, I'm like the biggest Cowboys fan out there. You know,
obviously.
I cannot stand Jerry Jones, dude. He's such an idiot. Like, even then, like, I wouldn't joke like that. He's your star.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's what the team is based on, not Prescott. And that's my honest opinion.
Yeah.
I'm still warming up to Dak Prescott, if I'm being honest. But Ezekiel Elliott, he's like the guy that you're supposed to build around and pay him. He deserves the money. He's led the NFL in rushing yards 3 years already.
See, it's that type of thing where it's like when I need you, I'll appreciate you. When I feel like you trying to like do something, it's fuck you. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, because like, look, Pollard is like the running back that's active right now. He's right. And he did great. He played a hell of a game last night, but still, like, I'm not riding that Pollard train, and apparently people are saying Jerry's riding the train or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, he said that he's not, but also, like, he comes out and says, like, this stupid Zeke who thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he's already holding out. You really want him not to play?
I don't know, man. I know I heard about what's his name, Antonio Brown. Yo, what the hell is going on with him? What is that?
Crybaby, bro.
What
He's
is
mad
that?
because he can't play with his helmet that he used to have back in the Steelers. He needs to move on, bro.
He mad over a helmet?
Yeah.
Oh my lord. These niggas with money, man.
Well, it's not even about money anymore. He just won't play because he won't get a helmet. He won't get his old helmet. He even tried sneaking in his old helmet by spray painting it with the Raiders colors.
So wait, what does the helmet have on it?
If I'm being honest, I don't even know. I didn't really look much into it.
Okay.
This thing's stupid.
All right.
Yeah, but you know how the Steelers players used to be, or are.
Oh, yeah.
The only Steelers player that I ever respected and liked was Troy Polamalu, and he's been long gone.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. I'm gonna let you go, bro.
All right, bro.
It was good talking to you, man.
Same, man. Same.
All right, G.
See you later, bro.
All right. All right, man. Shit. now that I'm off of that, let me see. Let's see what else we got going on here. Okay, so Dave Chappelle is coming out with a new comedy special at some point in time, and the trailer for it is like, I guess Morgan Freeman is talking, and Dave Chappelle is in the middle of like a desert or something like that, and it's just pretty much Morgan Freeman is just pretty much saying that he's narrating something in it, and it's pretty much just saying like, oh, Dave Chappelle is gonna be doing a new special, and he's gonna pretty much say what he wants to say, and if you don't like it, who gives a fuck? Pretty much. And you know, that points to the way comedy is now. People are so like uptight about comedy nowadays. Comedy doesn't even have its own, like, there's a filter on comedy. Like, there are things that you cannot joke about. You can't joke about the handicapped. You can't joke about gay people. You cannot joke about, what else? There's like maybe 5 things that you cannot joke about in this day and age that it was acceptable to joke about back in like the 90s, the early 2000s and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, since there are certain like entities that control the media and everything like that, they pretty much like make it hard for a comedian to do their job, you know, in a sort of way. But comedy is supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. You're not supposed to laugh at every joke. You're supposed to think about the joke more than laugh about the joke. So I mean, I feel like if you can execute a joke right and make somebody think more than they laugh at the joke, then you got that person's mind, pretty much. But I'm very anxious to watch. I'm very anxious to watch the new Dave Chappelle special that, of course, is coming out on Netflix. The last 2 that he did were very, very like informative, and not just based on like, oh, giving you jokes, really setting like a sort of tone with what he was saying, like sort of giving you like some type of like mind dialogue with it. You know, if, like I said, if you can make somebody think more than laugh at a joke, you're there. It's right there on the cusps of everything. And speaking of Netflix, okay, I'm so happy and I'm so proud and I'm so ready to watch this Dolemite biopic with Eddie Murphy in it. Oh my God. Let me tell you why. Ever since I learned about Dolemite like some years ago, I wanted to like, I pretty much wanted to see like a biopic for Rudy Ray Moore. And another one for Blowfly. I don't even know if the one with Blowfly is going to happen, but if it does, that would be fire. I'm also waiting on a Richard Pryor biopic, which is probably never going to happen because each and every member of his, like, each and every one of his kids and his all of his wives want somebody different to play Richard. But that's neither here nor there. The Dolemite biopic looks freaking hilarious, dog. Like, just the trailer alone, like in the first like maybe like 5-10 minutes, like first like maybe 30 seconds of the trailer already looks funny. I'm just kind of like, oh, this movie's gonna be the crack. It's gonna be like so funny because Dolemite was funny. It was just a character Rudy Ray Moore was playing. Like, he was just pretty much trying to like portray like I guess in the 70s, like early 70s, there wasn't really like any, like, I guess there were like kung fu movie, kung fu movies were the thing, and like, I guess like vigilante type of like stars and movies and stuff like that were, I guess, the case of everything. So Rudy Ray Moore came up with the idea to do this character who was a pimp, who was a badass and knew karate and had females all around him and everything, and he was a smooth talker. He's like the early inception of what rap was. Him and Blowfly are literally the first inceptions of what rap is. So this would be a very good history lesson to figure out about this and like watch this movie when it comes out, because most, if not all, rap is like rhyming based and flows and everything like that. If you go back and you watch Dolemite, by the way, is a real movie that came out way back in the 70s. It was a blaxploitation film. And also, I feel like the movie is going to really highlight the fact that like in like the late 60s, early 70s, there were no like black actors and actresses that had like big blockbuster movies, or anything like that. There was Sidney Poitier, early Bill Cosby, I Spy, and a couple of other things. This is before he would go on to do the Cosby Show and everything like that. And yeah, but like I said, there wasn't really that many black actors or actresses to really like showcase in movies. And all movies were pretty much like, what was really out back then? Wasn't really that. It was like kung fu movies and a couple of other genre movies that were hidden. But then, I guess movie studios after Dolemite figured out, hey, we can definitely do something with the blaxploitation thing and make it a trend. And that's what they did. They made it a trend when it should have like propelled black cinema to like new heights, to where black actors and actresses could like continuously go on to be in produce and direct films. But that's not what happened. It's like they used it and they did away with it. It's like when something works, you keep on doing it for a certain amount of time, and then you just say, you know what, I'm done with this. This doesn't work anymore. That's how it is in Hollywood, I feel like. But I cannot wait for that movie to come out. It's going to be so fire. Oh my gosh. It's going to be so fire. Let me see here. Let me see what else I got here. So, in the midst of that, Eddie Murphy is in talks of doing a $70 million comedy special with Netflix. Bruh, $70 million. First of all, where is Netflix pulling $70 million from for a comedy special? I mean, I know it's Chris Rock, but God, did I say Chris Rock? I'm sorry. I apologize so much. Eddie Murphy. I know it's Eddie Murphy, and he's one of the original comedians and everything like that, but $70 million? What the hell is he going to do? What the hell is he going to do? What is he going to talk about? The man hasn't done comedy in like years, decades. What the hell is this man going to talk about? I don't know. I don't know. Is it going to be his own jokes? Is he going to have writers? I wonder. really, I'm really wondering what that's gonna be like. You know, I I just want to speak on something that has to do with Netflix again. Once again, Netflix is like formula of doing television shows and doing movies are very it's very good. Like I could never like it would be so tight if like a show like a show like I don't know. Nah, wait, never mind. I was gonna say Snowfall. If Snowfall was on Netflix, it would be so cool because I wouldn't have to wait every week for a new episode to come out. I could just watch the whole entire season on Netflix. Same thing with Power. If there's new episodes of Power, I could watch the whole entire season on Netflix. But see, shows like that don't need to be on Netflix because that kills the suspense and the juice and the hype that shows like that have if they were to ever go to Netflix. That's why you can only do a select amount of shows. Like I feel like anything that has to do with like a variety comedy show, like a sketch comedy show or something like that, I don't know, maybe it could work on Netflix, but those are more duly noted and suited for television because you got an audience, you got commercial breaks, of course, and it's like when you do a commercial break and you leave somebody in suspense on a scene or something like that, and you come back, bam, you get them to laugh at something or you get them to like see something that otherwise if you went and watched it on Netflix, it wouldn't really be in suspense because there's no commercials really, I don't think, on Netflix at all. There's no commercials on Netflix. So I just think at some point it's cool, but you just got to choose your programming wisely, in my opinion. Okay. Now I want to just speak on something real quick. Ohio. Recently, Ohio has had like maybe a couple like shootings that have happened there and everything like that. And it really made me ponder about like when Florida at one point, there was just so many things going on in Florida. And Florida was like pretty much like the way television made Florida look. It looked like, oh, you shouldn't go to Florida. Danger, like too many bad things happen in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like remember when the 2-year-old little boy got attacked by a crocodile and died? Not even that. Remember when the Orlando shooting happened at that gay nightclub? And that dude just killed like damn near like 50 people with a damn machine gun? That's crazy, right? Or of course, we'll never forget Trayvon Martin being murdered by George Zimmerman. That's not enough for you? The Parkland school shooting where that dude went into his high school and shot people. And you know, recently, like I said, Ohio has had a number of different like shootings that have happened, which makes me wonder, is Ohio becoming the new Florida? And that's no disrespect to Florida or Ohio, but as far as I guess national news crimes or national news tragedies go, it's starting to look like Ohio is about to be the center of media's operations. Because I feel like at some point they take their time to like choose a place and just start. This sounds crazy coming out of my mouth, but I feel like there are things that are orchestrated to happen in certain parts of America. That's why I say, is Ohio the new Florida? Because Florida looked dangerous. Are they trying? And when I say they, it can mean anything. but mainly majority the media. Is the media trying to make Ohio look dangerous? More dangerous than any other place in the country? Because it don't matter where you go in America or where you go outside of America. There's crime everywhere. And crime will happen, you know? But the media portrays a lot of different parts of the country in a certain way. Like if a shooting happens in Ohio, they're not gonna go crazy over it. The media is not gonna make a big deal about that because it's Ohio. I mean, I'm sorry, not Ohio, Iowa. If there's a shooting in Iowa, right? The media is not gonna go crazy over that because it's like that. That's not gonna garner any appeal, as opposed to if it's Arizona and there was a shooting, and of course there was a shooting in Arizona where that where that lady politician got shot by that guy. There's a difference. It's like there's more effect to that because there's more X amount of people. There's more minorities in Arizona than there is in Iowa. Or if there's a shooting in, let's just say not Albuquerque. Well, no. Let's just say there's a mass shooting in, let me see. What area is there not that many minorities? Let's just say Delaware, right? Not to say that Delaware may not have its crime, but let's just use Delaware as an example. Delaware. Let's just say there's a mass shooting in Delaware, right? Will that have the same effect as if there's a mass shooting in, I don't know, let's just pick a place where you don't really hear about stuff like that, like Alaska. Let's say Alaska, right? A mass shooting in Alaska versus a mass shooting in Delaware. Neither one of those are really going to stick on the board for people in media because it's like that doesn't make any sense, as opposed to if we're in Texas and we're talking about a mass shooting in Dallas, that's going to have more effect because there's more minorities in Dallas than there is in Delaware and Alaska. Do you see where I'm going here? They like to pick the places where there are more minorities. That's what I feel like. I feel like wherever there's more Black, Hispanic, hell, even Indian, Chinese, where there are more of those, that's where they're going to target. They're not going to target the places where all there's more Caucasian people that live there. That wouldn't make any sense. Why it wouldn't make any sense? Because first of all, the media wouldn't take it seriously, and then I'm sure the media feels like the public wouldn't take it seriously. Oh, there's a mass shooting in Orange County, California. Okay, so as opposed to there was a mass shooting in Pomona. Which one would get more coverage? I'm sure the mass shooting in Pomona, even though you're not going to hear about no mass shootings in a Black neighborhood or a Black area. You know, which one's getting more coverage? I feel like the Pomona, California one is getting more coverage than the Orange County, California is getting coverage. That's just my opinion on that. Let me see. What else do I got to talk about, man? I feel like I talked about just about everything as far as I could. I don't really feel like I talked about the Jay-Z NFL thing enough, but like I said, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that because I don't know. Like I said, I'm on like two sides of the coin with it. I'm not exactly hating on the fact that Jay-Z got Jay-Z got a check. Jay-Z got a check, number one. Number two, they was going to get somebody Black with money that is actually supposed to be a role model for the Black community to represent and be in what is it? Be in talks with them. If they didn't get Jay-Z, they probably would have tried to get, I don't know, Steve Harvey or something. Cause Steve Harvey's another one. I personally think he's kind of a cause he sat down with Donald Trump. Like I said, they would have got somebody. This is basically the same thing as what Trump did with Steve Harvey and Jim Brown. Get somebody who is for black people, knows what black people think, knows about the black community and everything like that, and make him come stand next to you. Photo op, we gonna be sitting in a room talking, blase, blase. It's so weird, like, to see Roger Goodell and Jay-Z sitting in the same room, and it's like Jay-Z sitting there answering questions about what black people may think, and it's just like Roger Goodell has no fucking earthly idea what the hell Charlamagne the God is asking Jay-Z about, black people and everything like that. And, is this a sellout move? Is this a chess move? And personally, it's not I don't, like I said, I don't know what it may be right now, because I can't speak on whatever plans he has, but like I said, they was going to get somebody. They was going to get somebody. They wasn't going to, they was going to get somebody to do it. One black, all it takes is one Negro. Everybody calling him everybody calling him a house Negro. Oh, he did this and he did that. There's a meme going around with Troy Aikman. I think y'all remember Troy Aikman. I guess there was like somebody took a picture of him on television during his commentating on a football game, and they said he looks like Jay-Z if he was white. And what it says after that, they changed it and redid it and said Jay-Z after sitting down with Roger Goodell. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, give the man a chance. Let's just see what he's going to do. I feel like y'all should give him a chance. I understand that he was rooting and going, he was rooting and championing Colin Kaepernick and everything like that. But Colin Kaepernick, at the end of the day, is his own man. He's a grown man. He doesn't have to bow down. Like I said earlier when I was telling my homeboy, I'm like, he does not have to bow down to Jay-Z. It's a pride thing at the end of the day. Like, it's like, are you going to feel, is your soul going to be right after you get done with all of this? Are you gonna be happy at the end of the day once you do make this your decision or whatever? Is your mind gonna be at rest about this if you decide to go, if you're offered a contract in the NFL again, if Colin Kaepernick is offered a contract in the NFL again, will his soul be right with it if he does accept it? Will he do it? We don't know. Maybe Colin Kaepernick will just go to the XFL when that comes out and just be playing football there. Who knows, man? Colin Kaepernick is still a pretty great football player. He still has it in him. I don't rule that out at all. But it's just like, I feel like this needs to be handled more than him just shutting up and going to go play football. It needs to be handled. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, you settled out of court. You got a settlement, so it's like, I don't really think at this point, you should just. I don't really feel like he should even really waste his time trying to go back to the NFL. Everybody's so worried about, he should have a job if Jay-Z is there. But it's like, maybe he found his calling. Maybe he doesn't need to be in the NFL anymore. You ever thought about that? Maybe that's it. Maybe he doesn't need the NFL. Maybe whatever he's doing with all this charity work and this organizational stuff, all of this philanthropy / being involved in the community type of stuff, that's maybe his calling. Maybe that's what he's supposed to do. Do I have anything else I need to be talking about? Let me see here. I got like 3 minutes left. Yeah. Okay. Nah, I don't have anything else. All right, so that is the end of this podcast. Hopefully, I informed you enough on something because it was coming from my head. If it didn't make any sense, I apologize. Like I said, you don't have to listen to this thing. You can go listen to something else. I guess I'm going to just see y'all back here Monday again. I'm going to just keep doing it Monday until I find another day to do it. Maybe I'm going to do it on Saturday or something because I am going to be off of work. So I may just like prepare something and just, decide to just get back on here and do another one. So anyways, that's the end of the podcast. Y'all, take it easy, man. I'm out.